back up in this piece. Welcome back to the Black Playbook. This is where we break down the game behind the game, the culture, the narratives, and the truth folks like to skip over. Like today, or Sunday. It's a whole movement. But after a weekend full of drama, headlines, subtweet, and folks just trying to twist the narrative, right? Shedeur Sanders and Juedy are stepping up to the mic for their press conference today. And we're going to tap all the way in. But let's be real. Whenever black athletes show confidence, charisma, or even exist loudly, the whole world want to act brand new. But that's exactly why the playbook is here. Not just to watch the press conference, but to break down the coded language, the media games, and the double standards we already know that's going to pop up. So before they step out, let's set the table because last Sunday, or the Sunday that just passed, the Browns played the 49ers. During the 49ers, I guess Shedeur missed Juedy on a play. They showed the sidelines. Juedy was really not acting like a vet. He started clapping in Shedeur's face. Shedeur stood up. The social media ran with this all weekend, right? So let's go ahead and get into it because I have a call.
Pretty, well documented. Obviously, due to the pre-draft process, especially. Just how excited are you? How much have you gotten to know him, and then how excited are you to obviously go against him head to head because he's not on defense?
Yeah.
To sort of duel with him on Sunday.
Well, I would say I'm just excited for an opportunity to go out there and play. And being able, last week Sean wasn't the best, so just having the opportunity to go out there and play.
Shedeur, you talked about feel, and it has to be a feel for you. Just where have you felt like you that feel has gotten better with the start you've got?
I say day by day, live action by live action. I see my faults and I see, what I do good and what I need to work on. So I definitely take that in consideration whenever I go and prepare and everything I do. And if I need to see more pictures of certain things, then I got to do what's necessary for me to be successful.
Is it hard to stay patient as you're growing as an NFL quarterback?
What you mean by that?
Well, as you want to be great right away, but maybe it takes time to be great. So do you have to be patient as you develop?
I don't view things as like patient. I guess that's the outside world. That's not nothing I live in within my world. I think I'm more determined and focused on knowing I got to do what it takes to get the results, for the team, for us that we need, to be successful. So I think it's certain that certain areas that I need to improve in quickly, and just because I'm a rookie, that's not really an excuse out there,
Sure. What would you say is kind of the nature of your relationship with Cam, and what was it like, training alongside with him during the pre-draft process?
Yeah, Cam competitive. It's always fun, getting out there training with him. And then, we both end up getting drafted and we both went our separate ways, And that's really everybody that played in college with almost. Everybody's focused on what they got to do, and it's all love, whenever we see each other.
But not a lot of communication since the draft.
I would say we don't really communicate with any players. Even I play with Colorado at, all that stuff will probably happen later on down the road, but not right now. We all focus on what we got to do to be great.
You got a lot on your plate as being the quarterback. Does playing against Cam add any juice to this day?
Nah, I think it's not nothing extra, within myself that I'm thinking, like just playing against another opponent. It's another week. It's a lot of great quarterbacks, week by week that we play against. So I wouldn't say this as in.
Sure. The CBS cameras captured a sideline encounter between you and Jerry.
Yeah, we resolved that. We're not going to speak on that. So,
if you guys were cool with each other back then.
I would hope so.
What's your relationship like with Jerry What has it been like
Oh,
since
see, I
you've
want
gotten
to see
here
them.
and since you've become a starter?
They so
I
disrespectful.
would think like when I'm not playing and when I'm a starter, it's the same. I wouldn't say people treat you better. Just that you start now. Like it's normal.
Kevin
Or
says
along those lines, you talked about how you had to get more time on task to see the same runs. As you being in that quarterback spot, like what do you like to do with your receivers? Outside of practice to make sure that you guys are seeing the same runs.
I would say overall, I would say just being able to get on the same page and trust. The hardest thing in this game and right now is having trust. Having trust with everybody.
Trust y'all.
Certain movements, certain way we make eye contact, like certain things is so detailed, and that's how I play very comfortably. So that's how I get in my comfort zone. That's how I get in my bag. That's how I'm able to do that. So it's different because this is a different year. It's not a traditional way. It's not a traditional situation, and that's okay because it's a challenge, and I know we're gonna be able to overcome the challenge. But it just expedite everything, and you just go out there, and just take risks. It is what it is.
Shedeur, you talk about some of the areas that watching the film back that you want to improve on. What are some of those areas that you've been targeting?
Like I say, I would take go out there and just pull the trigger. Well, nah, that's not a great term. but what I mean by that is like go out there and see it and just hit it. Like see it and hit it. Don't really understand that trust my eyes, understand everything that I've been studying, and the game, I'll say is slowing down a little bit for me, and just trust what I see.
Kevin has talked about how the Sean has been helpful in meetings.
Mm-hmm.
Can you kind of open that?
Yeah, they just asked about that.
I was hoping that you would talk about not
Yeah.
just on the sideline, but how it's helping
Yeah.
guys in meetings.
Well, I'll
Yeah.
say for sure what we do in the meeting room, we keep to ourselves, Y'all able
Yeah.
to see what we able to do in public and whatever, but whenever we in the building, we kind of keep that between us.
Is trusting your eyes and taking risks the same
These
thing?
people crazy, man.
I'll say trust takes time. Trust takes time. Taking risk is like, it's hope. It's seeing it, but then it's a bit of hope, in there. I think if you just met somebody, it's gonna take you a little minute to trust them, right? To trust their directions, to trust what they see. If you backing out a parking spot and somebody just directing you and you drive your car, I don't think you just gonna trust for sure everything they say and everything. So I think it takes time and time on task and being in different battles with each other, being able to see, review everything. So that's where I'll say the trust component comes in.
When you have a little bit more of that feeling, will that translate to probably getting rid of the ball a lot better?
Yeah, I would say sometimes when sometimes I look for the big play, and I do that when I feel like I'm pressing, like I feel like we don't have no, when I feel like we need to get a spark, we need to get an energy. That's typically when I do that, whenever we stagnant, So that's something I review with myself, and I know in those situations I can't do that, at certain times, but that's just something I live and I'm gonna grow from, in doing that, and just trusting the team, trusting everybody, that things are gonna be all right.
I guess it's a good play is literally a couple of seconds, right? And there's so much you have to process. How much thinking like when you're in the middle of a play and you've got the ball in your hand, right, and you're kind of going through what you're seeing on the field, and that just what is that experience like, and how do you balance the thinking, intelligent part versus the instinct part of the game that happens in those 2, 3, 4 seconds?
I would say it definitely comes from preparation and studying, but like I said, it all comes down to the trust thing. it comes down to time on task, comes down to reps, comes down to all that different type of stuff, you know. And I know I have to think and I would say do things just a little different because the lack of their time that we have on task, you know. So I have to adjust kind of like my process a little bit, you know, and for us to be able to have consistent success and for us to be able to go out there and execute everything.
How do you
Say
have
two
to
more.
adjust? How do you have to adjust your process? In what ways do you adjust your process there?
I mean, I just can't spill all the beans now. Y'all, you gonna ask me what's the game plan this week next? But I don't know. Like I say just trusting my eyes, believing the preparation I've been doing, everything you know has been working, and I get out there and you know I see it, and that's what I'm most excited about. And I know the results are gonna come when they come, you know, and I feel like they're gonna come soon. But the fact I'm able to go out there and I'm able to see it, you know, that's what brings me joy on the inside.
When you look at that Titans defense, does it start with Simmons, and then what else what else jumps out about that?
You want to know what plays we running next to?
What do you like about their defense? How Jeffrey Simmons, what stands out about him?
Y'all, maybe.
He's a great player. You know his name, and we all know his name for sure. So he's definitely a great player, and he's a great human being. He's a great player.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Shedeur.
These questions are ridiculous, man. I just don't know. I don't see how they do it, man. They ask the same fucking questions, and you would think that these people would understand ebonics and everything else. One second, I'll try to put my daughter. Oh, come on, baby. Come on. There go Judas.
Jen, if you don't mind, starting with,
I'm out there.
and then we saw the sign.
So, right over here, right over in here, I started feeling like something was vibrating.
Confrontation between you and
Oh,
Shedeur. What kind of was going on there, and are you guys okay?
Yeah, no, we spoke about it. We good.
What was the conversation about? Was it something?
It was about a play.
Just one? Just one?
Yeah.
Do those sorts of things just happen like in the heat of a game and you just talk through it afterwards? Generally?
I mean, it's an emotional sport. You know, things like that happen in football.
How do you build a quarterback's trust? Shedeur's talking a lot about trust.
Repetition.
Are you guys doing anything outside of practice in order to make sure that Shedeur started seeing the same lens? Are you guys doing anything outside of practice to make sure you guys are on the same page?
Other than talk about it and
Look at this
talk
nigga
about
body
it,
language.
and that's it. Really, we just talk about it for real.
Look at his body language.
Is this season for you personally after what you did here last year?
It's very frustrating, you know. But you only can control.
I do not like this guy.
So you can control and do what you need to do. That's it.
Do you try to use that frustration to fuel you or motivate you or anything?
Say that again?
Do you try to use that frustration to like turn it into a positive to fuel you or anything?
Yeah, of course. You know, you can't let frustration, you know, build up and, you know, cause a lot of negativity, you know, so the only way you can handle your frustration by just, you know, just trusting the process and, you know, and just keep doing what you've been doing each and every week, you know.
Jerry, you kind of talked about that last year, like when the frustration was kind of starting to mount, like making sure that you used it in a positive manner. I guess, is there, and obviously you mentioned football's a key game, but is there anything you probably would have done differently with that, you know, sideline interaction with Shedeur, or just kind of like that's football? And just kind of,
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know, probably just what I would have done different, I probably just probably taught them off camera. You feel me? That's probably what I would have done different. You know, of course, I'm gonna speak my mind and tell me what, and say what I need, what I see out there. But you know, it what it is. Football, man. Just me and Shedeur are good. You know, it's stuff like that happens. You know, y'all gonna make it bigger than what it is. You know, because the media, you know, that's what y'all feed off of, negativity. You know, but it is what it is. This is the life we live. So, you know, we move on from it. And I live in real life. You know, so what happened around in this locker room, you know, this real. Not what's going on social media and everything. So, me and Shedeur good. Everything good. Man, we gravy over here.
What
It better be.
are you frustrated most about this season? What is it that's kind of getting to you?
Losing, of course. You know, but I don't want to speak on nothing else. You know, just losing.
good?
Yep. Thank you.
I think that's it, y'all. Man, I don't know how to feel. You know, it is what it is. Judy, you're a vet. You got to step your game up. You know Shedeur's been under the microscope since day one. Every move he makes, every word he says, even the way he stands in a pocket becomes controversial, y'all. So Jerry Judas, Black culture is asking you to stop the bullshit. It just it's not a good look. And you can see his body language because when you standing and talking, you are closed off. You're closing yourself off. You're basically saying, I don't believe shit he said, to be honest with you. Because his body language didn't to me match his word. And it sounds like he's just gonna be a problem. Oh, sorry. Huh? 1 second. Y'all. I got so much going on. Yep, hold on.
If you own NVIDIA, this could be the most important video you will ever watch. Because while millions of investors continue to blindly pile into the stock, they don't see what I see coming. The fact is, NVIDIA and the tech bubble are on the cliff's edge today. Valuations are at unsustainable nosebleed levels, and insiders have been dumping millions worth of shares. Buffett just sold half of his Apple stock, and that's only the tip of the iceberg, because there is a major threat to the tech bubble that no one else is going to tell you about. Until now. In my new video, I uncover what's really going on in the tech sector, how most investors are about to be blindsided, and why a crash of 50% or more is happening right now. I also show you how to protect yourself today and profit from the chaos that's coming. And it's all free. You can watch right now when you click the button below this video. So if you own NVIDIA or any other AI stock, make sure that you watch my video before it's too late. Click the button below now to get everything you need to know to survive the coming tech apocalypse.
go down there. Tell her go down there. You did. You like, yeah, okay.
Mom took me down there. What do you mean?
Oh.
You made me go down there.
The holidays can be a lot. But with your new Dell PC with Intel inside, you can handle a lot. From taking care of holiday to-dos to taking care of Aunt Jean, even if she can be a lot.
Yeah. See, they didn't stop now. See, they didn't go, the torch went off.
Gotcha.
The door went off. It goes to here, it comes back on. It was that whoop.
Yeah.
Then it stopped.
Because I've never experienced that before.
My house was the same thing.
I'm not shaking, not before shaking. I ain't never experienced that.
Yeah. Well, my heart it's not really the purpose that the door is in there. It's supposed to be back. It's supposed to be it all. It's not organized.
Yeah, this live all the way messed up. I'm starting over. Sorry, y'all.